Hello out there in YouTube land. My name is Wayne Smith, and this is a video about how do-it-yourselfers should actually work on ECOSmart tankless water heaters. This particular model, it's a fantastic model, by the way. It is I'll show you on the side. Okay, here's all the specs. It's an ECO 27. Okay, you see it's 240 volts, 27 kilowatts. You see the frequency is 60 hertz, amps 112.5. The required wiring for this is 8 gauge. All right, you have to use 3 40 amp circuit breakers. That's something you might have to read up on. 3 40 amp circuit breakers. Okay, and of course that's my serial number. I might block that out. Now, with this particular model, I'm going to show you from the top down. And this is important. Here's something to look at. If you were in front of this, this would be your control panel, and this would be where you would hit and turn on and off the unit, as well as turn up the temperature. So looking at the front of the unit, we have element number 1, number 2, and number 3. I'm doing this in a bucket because it's a little bit of wet work, especially when you already have water running through it. And I'm going to give you a tip right now. Take off number 3 first, then 2, then 1. It's hard to get into this number 2. I did get this one, and I got this one, but this one was a beast because of the angle that you have to go in, and I didn't want to actually start to chew into this particular fitting here. Okay, I didn't want those edges to be messed up. Now, how these work, let me show you that from a top-down view. All right, and these are all of your wires, and these are thermostats here. Okay, right here, here, and here. Water will come up through here, through this one particular piece of tubing from the bottom, okay? From the very bottom, it'll come up through this and start to fill this tube. It goes down past this sensor, like a thermometer, and then goes down and then fills the next tube, number 2, up from the bottom. That's important. If this tube goes bad, if this element here goes bad right here, I'm not going to take it out. That's another part of the video I want to show you. Okay. If this one goes bad, this one will malfunction, not receive the proper signal, and your water will be room temperature, lukewarm. This one probably won't come on at all. This is the master. This is the one that failed on me. This is the one I'm waiting for another part in, but I wanted to show you this video from the top down because when you're working on it and it's on the wall, you may have problems pulling this out. I'm going to show you why you may have a problem pulling it out. Now look right in this area right there. Okay? You see how this pipe comes in? It actually comes in and protrudes. So that when you're pulling this out, I'm going to try to show you this. Okay. I need another hand, right? You're going to have to angle this out because that pipe will get in the way of the actual grooves. And let's see if I can do this. Let's see if I can actually get in there and show you. You see the gap there? It's hitting that gap. It's actually hitting that particular gap right in there and stopping this from coming out. It's pressing against it. So what you have to do, you have to angle it. Sorry for the quality of this. You have to go down again, turn it a quarter turn. See how it's scraping up against the element? You have to gently bring it up, and then you can bring it out. Because if you look at how the element is, that gap, you're actually riding in between that gap, right in here. It gets smaller as it goes to the top and larger as it goes to the bottom. If you try to ride through this, you won't have much success. If you try to ride through that, it's going to get jammed. You don't want to keep beating these elements up. This one will be replaced. I have had this in my home, and I live in a city, so we have city water, and it's not that bad. I installed it the 1st of December, 2021. This video is on the 3rd of May, 2023. I've never had the element out because it was placed so close by the plumber. It was placed so close to the very top of my, we have a chimney. And the way the chimneys are, they're beveled from the top in your living room, from the top down, so the ashes can flow downward. Well, there wasn't enough room for me to pull this element, and you see it's pretty long. It's about 16 inches long, okay, all the way through. So I had to take it off the wall and start the process over again. Well, you see a little bit of calcification up there, but very little, very, very, very little in the element itself. Very, very little. Okay, I'm going to turn it around this way. See, just that little bit right there. And that's been sitting down there for quite some time. Like I said, from December 1st, 2021 until 5/3/2023. Okay? So that's just a tip. Just a tip so you won't have issues with your element and trying to take it out and beating it up and scratching the sides of it. Because if you have a lot of scale and acetic water, it will just chew this up. All right? So I want to thank you guys for your time. And this hopefully helps you out when you're actually working on your EcoSmart systems, tankless water systems. Okay? Bye-bye.